starts here at the all-new Thornhill Toyota.
Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, the search for a missing submersible is now a recovery operation. And how friends, family, and fellow athletes are remembering the daughter of a well-known track and field athlete nearly 7 years after her death.
Plus, we got a brief break in the heavy rain chances this weekend, but how long does it last? I've got the details coming up, including the threat for strong storms, as Mountain News at 5:30 starts now.
Dedicated to southern and eastern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Olivia Calfee. Steve has the night off. A tragic outcome in the search for a missing sub near the Titanic. U.S. Coast Guard officials say they found debris from the vessel. They say what they found is consistent with a catastrophic implosion. All 5 occupants are presumed dead. Right now, it is not clear if their bodies will or can be recovered. OceanGate, the company that operates the Titan, released a statement saying, "Our hearts are with these 5 souls and every member of their families during this tragic time." For years, industry experts have criticized the OceanGate regarding safety concerns.
Clearly, corners were cut here and people paid the price. So I think there is a lesson in it for all of us. You know, ego, arrogance, hubris, overconfidence. These are not things that are good bedfellows with safe deep ocean operation. You've got to have that healthy paranoia.
An investigation is ongoing to understand what happened and the cause of the implosion. The Supreme Court has rejected a Republican-led challenge to President Biden's immigration guidelines. In an 8-1 ruling, the court revived President Biden's policy that prioritizes which non-citizens to deport. 2 Republican state attorney generals from Texas and Louisiana had challenged that policy, saying it conflicted with immigration law. The court said they did not have a right to sue in the first place, setting a precedent for states who challenge federal policies that they do not agree with. House Republicans want to remove the impeachments of former President Donald Trump from Congress record. Lawmakers who introduced the resolution say it would be as if the House never passed articles of impeachment. WYMT Washington News Bureau reporter Josh Roltenberg has the latest on the historic move.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy told reporters Friday he supports the resolutions to expunge both of former President Donald Trump's impeachments. On Thursday, House Republican Conference Chair Elise Stefanik and Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene unveiled the measures. In a joint press release, Greene said, quote, "It's clear Trump's first impeachment, quote, was nothing more than a witch hunt." Trump was first impeached in 2019 for what House Democrats said was withholding military aid from Ukraine in an attempt to force Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to announce an investigation against his political rival, Joe Biden. Then Trump was impeached a week before he left office in 2021 for his alleged role in the January 6th insurrection, something that's currently under federal investigation. At this time 2 years ago, McCarthy said, quote, "The president bears responsibility for Wednesday's attack on Congress by mob rioters." In this week's press release, Stefanik said Trump never engaged in insurrection. As House Minority Leader, Kevin McCarthy opposed both impeachments, offering alternatives such as censure or an independent commission. Now, as Speaker, McCarthy says these resolutions to expunge the impeachments would have to go through the House Judiciary Committee first. To be clear, any resolutions expunging the record would be mainly symbolic. In Washington, I'm Josh Roltenberg.
Democratic presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is set to testify before a Republican-led House Judiciary Subcommittee next month. The subcommittee is focused on reported weaponization of federal government. A source said the topic of the hearing will be censorship. RFK Jr.'s critics accuse him of spreading baseless conspiracy theories, particularly about childhood vaccines. Kennedy is slated to testify before the Select Subcommittee on the Weaponization of the Federal Government on July 20th. Sex trafficking of victims of Jeffrey Epstein are a step closer to getting settlement compensation funds. Attorneys submitted a preliminary plan to make a $290 million settlement fund available. The Agreed upon settlement between JP Morgan and victims includes compensation to anyone harmed, injured, exploited, or abused by Epstein or his associates. The victims had accused the bank of enabling sex trafficking when the decreased financer was a client. JP Morgan does not admit any liability or wrongdoing per the settlement.
We continue to watch overcast skies through part of the region as we watch showers move out, at least temporarily. You see the overcast we have at London Corbin Airport. That's kept them cooler. Only 72, a daytime high out there, or the temperature right now, I should say. We're in the mid-70s across portions of Harlan County into Lee County, Virginia, down toward Middlesboro and Jacksboro, but most everybody else, besides the 76 in Prestonsburg, down into the low 70s at this hour. And we'll continue to see that over the next little while. We continue to see those showers pushing on out. We tried to see a few develop into portions of Bluegrass, Kentucky. We'll see if they can make it in here before the sun sets. Heaviest now pushing out of the region, out of Buchanan County, as a matter of fact, but a few more downpours up 80 as you head over toward, it's not really headed toward Prestonsburg, but as you head toward Pineville, we could see a few downpours. Your forecast first through the next 12 hours, mid-70s out there, falling into the 60s overnight. And that's not the only threat for showers we've got. I think we're okay today. Into tonight, showers diminish. More spotty showers tomorrow. We're hazy, hot, and humid as we head into Sunday. And then we have to watch out for the potential for strong to severe storms on Sunday night. I'll break down that potential in a few minutes. Olivia?
All right. Thank you, Evan. The track club Lexington Striders will host the 6th annual Trinity Gay Memorial Classic tomorrow. The daughter of two-time Olympian Tyson Gay, Trinity was shot and killed in 2016. Jeremy Toms spoke with the team's coach about the importance of keeping her legacy alive.
Lanisha Connor with the Lexington Striders says more than 100 athletes from across Kentucky and Ohio will be in Lexington Saturday to compete at Transy and to remember the life of Trinity Gay.
Connor says she went to high school here in Lexington with Trinity's father, Tyson, and saw the same star budding within his daughter.
She was making her own records. You know, I think she was challenging her dad, like, you know, I'm going to do what you would do.
But that all changed one night in October of 2016 when her life was cut short by gun violence.
This was someone that was tracking for some success, and then it was just gone that quick.
This year, Tyson will be on hand to see the races go off. Connor knows this could be a painful reminder of the past for him, but she feels that this could encourage Lexington's youth to stay out of bad situations and find outlets or activities they love, just as Trinity did.
I think when you feel like you're a part of something, you develop responsibility and you start feeling accountable. I think that's a really good deterrent for bad decision making. And it's inspiring for the kids to see that, you know, he went to school just like you, and, you know, he had this talent and he cultivated it.
Special events at tomorrow's Classic include a race with Fayette County Sheriff's deputies and a unity lap to be walked around the track for all of those in attendance. It all kicks off at 10 o'clock Saturday morning at Transy's Athletic Complex.
A camp counselor is accused of sexually assaulting a child at Camp Robert C. Webb in Carter County in northeastern Kentucky. Kentucky State Police say they spoke to the child who accused Mason Rogers. Rogers was charged and fired by the camp. Trooper Shane Goodall says despite what happened, he believes the camp is still a safe place.
The safety of the children are our utmost importance, and I feel confident they're completely safe there now. Unfortunately, it is just an instance that could happen anywhere. It could be a daycare, it could be a swimming pool. You just don't know where it could happen at. And unfortunately, it took place there this time.
The Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources says staff receive state-mandated child abuse and neglect training. And before a counselor is hired, background checks are conducted. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, the Federal Trade Commission is taking action against Amazon for its years-long effort to enroll consumers into its Prime program without their consent.
And more showers on the way, but a brief break graces us first. I'm tracking the latest after this.
WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking